On November 5, 2024, former U.S. President Donald Trump won the presidency again and will return to the White House, and the U.S. was full of joy. On November 5th, the official voting day for the U.S. presidential election, not only were the American people paying close attention to the voting situation, but the entire world was also nervously watching the votes, because who wins the White House will have important consequences for various countries. The Chinese government is also watching the U.S. election closely. The party media released a video through the Weibo account Xiaoyang video with the topic, "How much money was spent on this U.S. presidential election and how is the money raised? Where did the money go?" describing the U.S. election as a money-burning game. Although CCTV's video had millions of views and clicks just one day after it was posted on Weibo, the public had different ideas from the Chinese government, and there was another huge upset in the comment area. Someone pointed out, "They didn't use taxpayers' money. After all, whose money did you spend?" Others said, "North Korea does not spend money. The father has already chosen who will be the leader. Village elections in China also cost a lot of money. I suggest you investigate." After the video spread overseas, Chinese netizens on the X platform astutely pointed out, "The difference between the US and China is that one spends its own money and the money of its supporters, the other spends the money of its taxpayers, and the taxpayers don't have much of a say in how the money is spent, which is actually wealth of their own making." China's state television station wanted to use this video to strengthen people's negative impression of the American system, but unexpectedly it aroused a lot of criticism and they finally removed the video. This also reflects the public's attitude towards the CCP. Such deception tactics no longer work. In this US election, not only did Chinese people in the US go to vote, but many netizens in mainland China also watched the election enthusiastically. On the night of November 6th, the day Trump won the election, a blogger from Tianjin shared a video on Douyin. He described how firecrackers went off in the streets of Tianjin to celebrate Trump's win. "Can you hear me? Firecrackers are being set off here in Tianjin. Now that Trump has been elected, it looks like the emperor has ascended the throne. So many people like this person and pay so much attention to current affairs in the US, right? Over here in Tianjin, can you see and hear me? They are all setting off firecrackers and it's like they are celebrating the Chinese New Year, you know? Listen, do you hear the sound? These sounds are like the Chinese New Year. Today is Wednesday, November 6th. The President of the United States needs a new one, Trump. You can hear the sound of firecrackers non-stop. It seems to be Chinese New Year. Even during the Chinese New Year, it's just like this. Really, Trump is awesome." Previously, many Chinese netizens also performed dances choreographed with Trump's classic moves set to the YMCA song. They shared it online. China is at a turning point, and people's perceptions of the CCP and its government are rapidly changing. At the same time, various strange celestial phenomena also appeared one after another. Many Chinese have long believed that strange natural phenomena heralded an imminent change of dynasty. On November 3, 2024, in Chongqing, a large pit suddenly appeared in a reservoir covering an area of 100 acres. Strangely, the lake water and fish were missing. Suddenly, it looked like this. A pit appeared and then there was no water. This video shows a comparison of what the reservoir looked like before and how it's now dried up after a large hole appeared. Some merchants also said that the water in the reservoir did not disappear overnight, but gradually bottomed out. On November 5, 2024, local street staff said that they went to the scene to check and found that a large pit about 2 or 3 meters in diameter did appear at the bottom of the reservoir. The locals are very uneasy about this because this reservoir is one of the important sources of domestic water for the surrounding residents. Some people speculate that the large hole in the reservoir is caused by geological disasters, while others believe that it's the result of human factors. Local people believe that the water may have disappeared due to highway tunnel construction. There are many highway holes drilled below our mountain, and water leaked after they were built. This should be the reason. In early November, Beijing, the capital of China, was shrouded in smog again. Let's take a look at how serious the smog in Beijing is now. It's now November 2nd, 2024, 13:34 p.m. I can't see where I am. This video shows a man who lives in a high-rise building opening his window and looking down at the street from a height of more than 20 floors.
看一看，20多层。
Look at the 20th floor.
我的天哪！啥呀这是？
My God, what is this? This man was driving on the highway and kept mumbling, "I can't see a thing." The video shows that it seems that only a motorcycle can be seen running in front.
一点都看不清。
I can't see a thing. I can't see a thing. Oh my God, what's going on? Can't see a thing. Oh my God.
一点都看不清。
A Beijing citizen questioned the source of the smog. He said, "This is not fog. There are some floating objects in the air."
北京这个空气质量。
Given the air quality in Beijing, I think Seaview houses should be able to sell very well this year. There are some floating objects in the air. Isn't it fog? Haven't you seen it? This is not fog. There is no wind now. This is not fog. Who knows why it's been like this in the past 2 days? Friends, please wear masks.
把口罩都戴好吧。
This is like a bus station in Beijing, with many people waiting for the bus. There is smog outside and someone is coughing. This video shows that the streetlights cannot be seen from the 16th floor.
在16楼。
Our house is on the 16th floor. Look at the smog. Oh my gosh, the visibility. I don't think it's more than 5 meters. On the 16th floor, this is the streetlight below, which is invisible.
都看不见了。
There is a haze on the road at night. While the man was driving, he couldn't clearly see the oncoming vehicle.
人都麻了。
Everyone is numb. This video shows that at night the smog is so severe that streetlights cannot be seen. At 10:30 a.m. on November 2nd, the man could not see the top of the building outside, but could only see the bottom of the building.
哎呀，北京这个今天这雾霾太严重了。今天是
Oops, the smog in Beijing is too serious. Today is November 2nd. The high-rise buildings in Beijing cannot be found. This is CCTV. Now it cannot be seen. This is amazing. All the buildings are invisible. This is Beijing. The smog was not serious a few days ago. Looking over here, the CCTV is no longer visible. Only the bottom floors are visible, and no upwards can be seen. Over here, these buildings are no longer visible.
往上看不见了，这边这盖的这几个楼都看不见了。这
This is the emergency center. You see? You can't even see the top of the building. You can see the bottom, but you can't see the top. It's daytime in Beijing. It's such a heavy fog, I can't see anything in the fog, and the CCTV is also gone. I walk in the mist and look for my haze view room. This is the capital. Visibility is still very low during the day, and at night it becomes even more difficult to see the road. This video shows the scene on the road in Beijing at night. The haze weather from October 30th to November 3rd, 2024 also allowed Beijingers to see the actual effect of the CCP's so-called haze control. Such severe smog makes people worry about their breathing health and travel safety. Let's take a look at this strange phenomenon. In early November 2024, a century-old well in Gansu province suddenly spewed muddy water several stories high. This made the onlookers scream in surprise. Netizens were very worried about this, thinking it might be a precursor to an earthquake. The water level in Beijing's Miyuan Reservoir is still rising. This video was shot on November 3rd, 2024.
这水啊，要
This water, the 155 centimeter limit, enters the village. Last time when I was here, I could see the houses, but now the houses are flooded to the top and the road is flooded. The last time I can see the small bridge. This time the steps were submerged, the entire bridge was gone, and the water poured directly into the village. This is inside the village, and the water has risen. This is not an intrusion of seawater, where the water comes from.
这不是什么海水倒灌啊，但是水怎么来的我还真不知道。
Abnormal phenomena occur not only on the ground, but also in the sky. On October 29th this year, a gray floating object suddenly appeared in the sky in Chengdu, Sichuan province. Witnesses have described its characteristics. It has an irregular shape and the surface seems to have a metallic luster. The most incredible thing is that this flying object rotates in an unconventional way in the air. Witnesses said that the gray irregular object was suspended in the air and spinning, and it did not look like a hydrogen balloon. What is it? That's a UFO. Don't move, don't move, don't move. That flying object is gray. It's impossible for all hydrogen balloons to be gray. The small thing is floating around the big one, like a cactus. Witnesses said that after chasing for a while, the unknown object flew toward the west of the city. Why do Chinese people think of dynasty changes when faced with abnormal phenomena? Since China has fallen into economic recession, it has broken the superiority of socialism that the CCP has long advertised. Red China is like sitting on a powder keg. The unemployment rate continues to rise, and it's normal for graduated students to find no jobs. What makes Chinese youth more angry is that people in a certain segment of society do not face this kind of plight.
进了国企才知道。
Only after joining a state-owned enterprise did I know what Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon is. The driver who drove the big boss was thought to be an ordinary employee, but upon getting to know him, he was actually the nephew of the mayor. The chief in charge of the cafeteria turns out to be the second brother of the director of the finance bureau. There is also the seemingly insignificant woman who works as a cashier, but drives away in a BMW after work. This makes it easy to understand why some people can join state-owned enterprises as soon as they graduate, but you are fired as soon as you graduate, right?
你一毕业就失业了吧？
It's not that the people in mainland China don't understand this kind of red privilege, but due to the power of the CCP, everyone tolerates it to keep it alive. But when people find it hard to feed themselves, when the house they bought with their hard-earned money is in ruins, and when even the money in the bank disappears, people's anger towards corrupt officials and the Chinese Communist government must break out. In April 2022, 4 rural banks in Henan experienced bankruptcy involving approximately 400,000 depositors and tens of billions of yuan in deposits. So far, only some small depositors have withdrawn their deposits. It's reported that most of the large depositors were accused of illegal fundraising. Not only did they not get their deposits back, they were also subjected to various types of suppression, arrests, and interprovincial arrests. On November 1st, 2024, the outer wall of the gate of the Henan Provincial High Court was covered with large red characters with the words such as hateful officials, united to do evil things, officials protect each other, and corruption and perversion of the law written on them. The top should be the complaint written by a depositor. I have been given a red code many times and cannot go out. Deposit redemption is a lie. Union Pay current deposits have been illegally frozen for thousands of days. So far, all departments have refused to provide procedures for releasing deposits. They accused us depositors of breaking the law. Let's show public evidence. Otherwise, Henan Rural Bank and Henan Rural Commercial Bank return my deposit. Late at night on November 3rd, 2024, villagers in a village in Changsha City, Henan Province, marched in protest. They shouted in unison, "Down with corrupt officials and down with village cadres." What is this? Down with corrupt officials, down with corrupt officials, down with village cadres. We believe that in the future such spontaneous resistance by the people will continue to rise. That's all for today. If you enjoy our content, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and share it with a friend. We appreciate your support, and we'll see you next time.